Hey, this is Mark at the Motor City Comic Con. I have a treat for you. I am here with legendary actress, singer-songwriter Ronee Blakely. How are you
Hi.
doing?
Fantastic. It's so beautiful here. The gray skies and the evergreens just emanating some kind of color subdued into the mist. It's so beautiful and the air smells good.
Tell us, how did you get started in the entertainment industry, acting and music?
I got started in music as a little kid, singing on stage at church.
And that talent led you to Robert Altman casting you in Nashville, which was a tremendous performance. We loved it.
Thank
Tell us
you.
a little bit of the making of that film.
Well, we shot in Nashville, Tennessee for 10 weeks 50 years ago. We're starting when it turns 2025, that's our 50th anniversary year for the release of Nashville. We actually shot it in 1974, so it's already 50 years old from when we actually shot it. And we were all there all together for 10 weeks. We went to dailies every night and hung out together, and it was fabulous. It was really great.
It had one tremendous cast. You had to been in awe just being around these
I
people.
was in awe, no question. And Altman allowed me to write because I was originally on the movie basically as a writer. And so he allowed me to write. I even helped scout locations and I helped with the music. And I have 7 songs in the film. And I wrote my breakdown, what's called my breakdown scene. I wrote that. And on the day of the shooting of that, it didn't even exist, but he came to the makeup room and I said, I have something to read you. And I read it to him and he said, do you know it? I said, yes. He said, then we'll shoot it. You know, that doesn't happen.
Literally shoot
But
it.
it did happen. And no, that's a different scene. This was on stage at the Opryland where Barbara Jean, my character, has a breakdown. And so I wrote that and we literally went out and shot it that day.
How was your feelings about being shot in the movie?
Well, you know, if you're an actor, you have to go there. So, you know, it is what it is. It's you know, it's challenging and it's demanding and it's rewarding as well.
So how did you get cast in Nightmare on Elm Street?
Well, the my roommate had been my husband's secretary. We were living at the Alcott Hotel next to John Lennon in New York at another hotel, and she said she was working for Bob Shaye, the producer, and Wes Craven, the director. And she said, you know, there's a part in the film that we're working on that you'd be good for. I said, okay. So she said, so set up, and I went in and I met Wes. And he said, well, you're too young for the part. And I said, well, actually, I'm not, because I'm 38 or 39. I was going to be 39, so I was still 38. But if Nancy was supposed to be 16, then her dad and I could have gotten married right after college, the way people used to do. And I was the perfect age. And he said, okay. And I said, and I can play older. And he said, okay. That's how I got the part.
Did you ever think this movie would have become what it become?
I thought it would become a hit because I took my mother to Palm Springs and gave her the script to read. Because it's you know, it was a far out, bloody movie, and I knew it might shock my parents, so I gave it to her to read in advance. And she said, are you going to do it? I said, yes. And she said, why? And I said, because I think it's going to be a hit. So that much I did suss out. And I did ask for a piece of it, but I didn't get a percentage. And no, I don't think anybody could have imagined that 40 years hence we would be sitting here in Detroit with fantastic people, even including children, coming up to greet us and make us feel important and appreciate us. And thank you, Wes, and thank you, Bob Shaye. And it's a gift.
So how many people?
Thank you, Detroit.
How many people actually thought that you were actually sucked through the door at the end of the movie?
Well, long ago when we made it, I think many people did think so. Now everybody's so sophisticated that they do know that it was an effect.
It's a great effect.
A great effect.
Yeah. So what do you got coming out?
Well, I can't think of anything right now. I did have the Martin Scorsese film Rolling Thunder Review, a Bob Dylan story. I'm in that. And I guess that's my last movie that would, really, I think that's my last one. It's a lot of documentaries. I did for J.B. Thoreau, a French filmmaker and documentarian and author. He has 100,000 books. He's an intellectual. And Paul Schrader and Bob Rafelson and I participated in that film, which was called We Blew It, with a reference to the last line of the, what's the Dennis Hopper, Peter Fonda movie? Easy Rider. So I mean, I've been in a Leonard Cohen documentary. I've been doing the documentary circuit, I guess. I've lived. What can I say?
Ronnie, it was a pleasure speaking with you, and
Nice
it was an
talking
honor
to
to meet you
Mark.
also.
All luck to everybody and all best wishes.
Thank you. And this is
Thank
Mark
you.
at Motor City Comic Con with the legend.